Hey guys, Mark from Marc That Complete here. Today we are going to take a look at my Nintendo Switch collection. I've been waiting all week to show this one off. It's one of my favorite collections, so I'm super excited to get into this video. Before I get into the video though, as always, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It does help me out a lot, and I thank everybody who's been subscribing to the channel in the past week. I really appreciate it, guys. So, without further ado, today I'm going to go into my Nintendo Switch collection, which is undoubtedly my favorite collection out of all of my video game collections, okay? Switch is probably my favorite console. I know it's not as powerful as the PS5 and you know, the Series X and everything like that, but the form factor and just the catalog for it, I love it so much. Since day one, I've been a diehard Switch fan, and it definitely takes the cake for my favorite console. So today I'm going to go into my physical Switch collection, but I gotta let it be known real quick. So typically I only collect physically, and I'll buy digitally if it's a game that's like digital only, right? But with the Switch, especially during COVID, I found that I was buying a lot of games digitally, and it kind of piled up. So what I have in my physical collection, I have probably triple in my digital collection. So I think I might do a video on the digital collection one day. Let me know in the comments below if you think that you would like to see a digital collection, or if you just want to keep it to the physical stuff, because there's a lot of games here that I could go over that I'm not going to go over in today's video. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, I'm going to go right ahead and just jump into it, and we're going to start in alphabetical order. Right with the first one here, we have Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, the Rebel collection, Black Flag, and Rogue. So I got this at Walmart. I found it for $5. I know we're starting off a Switch video with an Assassin's Creed game, but I saw it and I was like, how is that $5? I couldn't really believe it. So I just went ahead and picked it up. I haven't really played it yet, and the one thing I don't like about it is it's a digital code. There's no game in it, and good luck trying to take that code from me. I already downloaded it. But yeah, there's no game, so I just paid $5 for a code in a box. I just wanted to have it in the collection, so I went ahead and picked it up. Ooh, next up, we have the Bayonetta trilogy. Okay, we have Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3. Bayonetta 1, I got it when it released. It was the $30 price point. So I wanted to pick that up so I could have all three in the collection. I do still have this one sealed. The reason being is because when I bought Bayonetta 2, it had the digital code for Bayonetta 1 in it, so I didn't need to open that case for Bayonetta 1. And then of course I have Bayonetta 3, which I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as 2. I think 2 is probably my favorite one. But Bayonetta is a super cool series. I still have yet to pick up the Cereza and the Lost Demon, but I'm going to probably around Black Friday, honestly, if I just don't really have the time right now. But I'm not a huge fan of Bayonetta, but I think it's good enough that I would want to collect it. Next we have Bravely Default 2. I thought this was a really great game. I never played the first Bravely Default, but this one I got addicted to with maxing out all the classes. Really great turn-based RPG. Really pretty visuals. I know a lot of people actually didn't care for it. I thought it was fantastic. I would highly recommend Bravely Default 2. It needs to be in your Switch collection if it isn't already. Next up we have Diablo 3, the Reaper or Eternal Collection. I played the crap out of Diablo 3 on PS4 whenever it launched with my buddy. I would actually take my TV over his house with my PS4, and we would sit there and play for like days on end. And then he came over a couple years ago, and we were talking. It was like midnight, and I was like, let's run to Walmart and buy Diablo 3. And we didn't even end up playing it. We ended up, I think, just like crashing. But it is cool to have it because it has the Ganondorf armor set. So being a Zelda fan that I am, it's cool just to have this piece in the collection. So yeah, Diablo 3, I know no one's really talking about it right now because everyone's talking about Diablo 4, but I still thought it was a pretty good one. Next up we have Dying Light Platinum Edition. I played this for like 2 hours. I wish I didn't buy this for Switch. I mean, obviously, the performance is less than ideal. It just plays very poorly. Lots of popping, lots of frame rate issues, It just doesn't run smooth at all. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not going to go back to it. But as someone who never played Dying Light before, I thought, okay, I'll get it for Switch. But really, I should have just saved like $40 and got it on like PS4 or something like that. But nonetheless, it's cool to have this third-party support on the Switch. So I don't mind having it in the collection. Next up, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses. This was another game I found at Walmart. Surprisingly, not even relatively close to the electronics department. It was like over by the lawn and garden. All right, and I found it, and it had one of those orange stickers on it for $20 randomly. It was by like Shears, and like I don't even know why it was there. Maybe somebody picked it up and then dropped it there. Maybe, I don't know. But I was like, wow, $20. I'm picking this up. I understand the hype behind Fire Emblem. I know it's, recognized as a really great series. I try and play as much as I can of it. I haven't gotten too far yet, just because of all the other games I have to play. But it's really cool. I really like the story of it so far. And I know people say that Fire Emblem Engage is a lot better. So maybe one day I'll pick it up after I finish this. I won't buy Engage without finishing this first. But yeah, Fire Emblem, I would recommend having this in the collection if you don't already. I mean, Nintendo pushes Fire Emblem a lot as of late, so you probably already know what it is. So, but yeah, it's a cool pickup. All right, we have Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. Really cool game. In my opinion, it's the best Warriors game I've played since Dynasty Warriors 4 back on the PS2, just gameplay wise. But it sticks true to that Breath of the Wild formula, art style, storytelling, voice actors, everything like that. The only thing I really didn't like about it was the end of the story and what they did with the alternate timelines, and I'm so burnt out on alternate timelines I can't handle it anymore. And then I was always curious about this one character in here, Aster. Like, I don't know about him, but I thought he was kind of cool. But I just feel like he was just made up specifically for this game, and I was wondering if they were gonna use him in Tears of the Kingdom at all, and they didn't. But yeah, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity is a super solid game. Really great, again, gameplay. Definitely recommend it. All right, we have Kirby's first 3D outing. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It was a really good game. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. But naturally, being Kirby, it was incredibly easy, and I was like frustrated at how easy it was. But it was super cool just to see Kirby in a different perspective, like the Carby and like swallowing cars and like traffic cones and stuff like that. It was really cool. I hope they do a follow up to this. It's like Kirby in The Last of Us. You know what I mean? When you look at the cover, that's what you think. You're like, oh, is there zombies in this game? Or no, it's still Kirby. A lot of charm to it, but just so easy. I'm 32 years old and I'm talking about Kirby games, so maybe that speaks for itself. But yeah, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, highly recommend picking it up. All right, now to the good stuff. We have my Zelda collection, okay, for the Switch. It's going to be Zelda Link's Awakening, which is a fantastic remake. Albeit, there's a few frame rate issues, and whenever you're switching from screen to screen, it kind of blurs a little too much for me. But I completely 100%ed this game twice. There was nothing left that I couldn't do. I loved it, and Link's Awakening has some of the best music in the series, in my opinion. I don't think it gets recognized for that enough. The music for the Eagle Tower dungeon is like one of my favorite dungeon tracks in the whole series. Beautiful game. And as a Zelda fan, obviously, I'm going to tell you to pick this one up if you haven't. Then you have Skyward Sword HD. Really pleased with where they went with the motion controls and like being able to use the right stick to control Link's sword, and made playing the game a lot better. And then just like the motion with the Joy-Cons themselves, it just made the game so much more playable. Finally, it's a good game. It's not by any means my favorite 3D Zelda. It has grown on me throughout the years, though. I'm not a fan of going back to the same area like 3 times to do different things. It's just, I don't know, it wasn't really for me in that sense. but I've played this game so many times. Oh, and the imprisoned boss fight, like I get so annoyed that I have to fight him like 4 times. Those are like some of my biggest gripes about it. But as far as the overall HD port to Switch goes, they did a fantastic job. You can actually play the game and not get frustrated with the controls. So yeah, good job there. And then we have the guys here. We have Breath of the Wild, and then we have my Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition. So Breath of the Wild speaks for itself. If you don't have Breath of the Wild on Switch, that's really strange. So it's like the game to have on Switch. But this is the steelbook that came with the Collector's Edition, which you can see above the TV here. I'm not going to go into the whole box and show you everything, but I just want to kind of do a close-up on the steelbook with a character whose name I won't name. I don't want to get too far into, I'm sure there's people who still haven't played it, but it's just absolutely beautiful steelbook. And I mean, yeah, it's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's you already know what it is. It's the game of the year 2023 right here, folks, right in my hand, and just a really nice piece to have in a collection. I got every piece of Tears of the Kingdom merch possible, like from Nintendo prior to launch. So I got the Switch OLED, I got the Tears of the Kingdom amiibo, I got the Collector's Edition, I got the carrying case, I have the Pro Controller, everything. I go all out for Zelda and nothing else. It's my favorite series of all time. So yeah, I love Zelda. I love the steelbook. It's one of the best games I've ever played in my life, guys. Now here's one that got a lot of hype, Live Alive, and I didn't like it. I finished it. I really did. I finished it. I did not like this game. It's just not my cup of tea. I get it. You can complete these various stories in a short amount of time for people who are pressed for time and don't have as much time to game as they would like. I couldn't dig it. I wanted it to just be a turn-based RPG the entire game, and that's not what I got. And I think you can find this relatively cheap now, and I know it's on PS5 at this point, but yeah, Live Alive. If you're a fan of JRPGs, and if you know anything about it, this game was exclusively released in Japan on Super Nintendo. Never came to the West until now on Switch. So I kind of bought it just for that fact alone, and I think a lot of people did as well. But yeah, I mean, I would say this game is, as far as a recommendation goes, would be to buy it at your discretion. If you know you're a fan of this style of game, pick it up. But if you're just looking for something new, you might want to find something different. Alright, we got my 5-year-old nephew's favorite game of all time, Luigi's Mansion 3. Even though he's never got past the elevator in the first 20 minutes of the game, it's still his favorite game of all time. As far as I'm concerned, I thought it was a really great game. It's not as spooky as like the first one or anything like that by any means, and I think they did that intentionally to market it even more so towards a younger audience. But it was a really great game. I love the fact that every floor of the hotel serves as like a different level, so to speak, different theme, or like ecosystem or environment, or it was really fun. The Guigi mechanic was really cool. It was solid. I've only played through it once. It's just, I don't know, I don't really have a desire to go through it and play it again. I'd rather go back and play the first Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion is a super solid pickup if you don't have it. It's a very strong recommendation to have this in your collection. We have the Mario Rabbids games. We have Kingdom Battle and Sparks for Hope. Kingdom Battle was a really solid game. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and I played the crap out of it, mainly because we were still waiting for Mario Odyssey to come out at that time. The Switch was very young. You needed some games to play. I picked it up, and I really enjoyed it. And then I was really looking forward to Sparks of Hope here, but I played through it. I did finish the campaign, and it just felt very blah. Just felt like more of the same. And I know even Ubisoft commented on it. They said that maybe they should have waited until the next Nintendo console releases, and I think that's pretty spot on. It has potential. I just think it was like the wrong place, wrong time to release this game. And I know there's DLC coming out. I'm probably not going to pick the DLC up, just being honest. And also, I picked this up for like $20, like a month after it came out, and when it was listed for $60. So that goes to show you, if a game's going down to like $20 that fast, it means they're hurting in sales. All right, we have my wife and I's favorite game, Mario Party Superstars. Very solid Mario Party. I do have Super Mario Party digitally, and it's okay. We played a ton of it during COVID, but this one we enjoyed much more just because it's more traditional gameplay mechanics with Mario. It has all your OG mini games and maps and stuff like that. This is an absolute must-have in your collection. If you don't have it, I'd put it right up there with like Mario Kart 8. Like, you just need to have it. Yeah, really solid. Mario Party speaks for itself. And speaking of Mario Kart 8, I don't have it in the collection. I do have that one digitally. I have it physically for Wii U, I think, maybe. Or maybe I have it digitally for that as well. I did have it physically at one point for Switch, and I don't know if I traded it in towards something or what. But I do plan on buying it back just to have it in the collection eventually. If it ever goes on like a steep sale, like $30 bucks. I know it won't go any further than that, but if it does, I'll pick it up. We got one of the best games to come out this year. We have Metroid Prime Remastered. As you can see, I do have it sealed in the box. That is because I bought it immediately after the Nintendo Direct in February, whenever they revealed it was or shadow dropped it, and I still wanted to have it in the collection. So I went ahead and bought it, left it sealed, hoping this was going to be worth money one day. So now I have 3 copies of Metroid Prime 1. This physical one here, the digital one on the Switch, and then I have the original on the GameCube. It's an amazing game. They did a fantastic job porting this over to Switch. It's one of the best looking games on the Switch at this time. It feels much better, it plays much better, it makes it tolerable with moving and your view, like your camera, stuff like that. It's another must-have in the collection, and it just looks really dope to see Samus on the cover like that, the Metroid Prime cover on a Switch box. It just makes me really happy inside, so I'm glad I have this one. And I'm hoping, like I said in my last video, really hoping Metroid Prime 2 shows up in the September Direct. Following Metroid Prime Remastered, we have Metroid Dread. What a great game. I mean, fantastic. The only thing I didn't feel with this game was whenever the Emmys, is that what they were called? The robots that would chase you, whenever they would come out, it felt very scripted. Like they would only go a certain point. It kind of felt like in Resident Evil 3, how Nemesis follows you in specific spots, versus Resident Evil 2, where Mr. X can just randomly be anywhere at any given time. That's what I wish it would have been, was more like Resident Evil 2, but ended up being like Resident Evil 3. Other than that, I don't really have any complaints. It had its difficult moments, unbelievably gorgeous visuals, solid, fluid gameplay. It was really a lot of fun. It's not my favorite 2D Metroid. That goes to Metroid Fusion, but it's up there out of the 5. It's a fantastic game, must have in your collection. Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I played the shit out of this game on Wii U when it came out. So on this game there's 3 files, and on my Wii U I 100%ed it, all 3 files, and then I went over to my buddy Brock's house and he had it, and I 100%ed it on 2 of his files, and then I bought it for Switch and I 100%ed it one more time here. And it's not even my favorite 2D Mario. It's just I have a knack with this game that when it first came out, I just had like this sense of like, I know where those coins are that you have to collect, the 3 main coins. Like I was a dog at this game. And I'm really excited for Super Mario Wonder because I'm tired of this art style, big time. It needs to change. I'm tired of this music too. So yeah, I mean, it's Mario. It's a 2D Mario, but it's not the best by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I played this and bought this. This is the second time I bought it, and I've played it 6 times now to completion. Next up, we have new Pokemon Snap. I told my wife I was going to buy this for my nephew, and I ended up playing all of it. So it's pretty cool to have a young nephew you can kind of put this stuff on when you want to explain why you're buying new Pokemon Snap. It was cool. it definitely hit that nostalgia trigger for me. But again, it's very simplistic. It's the prettiest Pokemon game ever made. I could tell you that. At least somebody's making Pokemon games look presentable. So, yeah, I mean, it's Pokemon Snap. People begged and pleaded for a new Pokemon Snap for years, and then we finally got it. And I don't think this gets talked about enough for how much people wanted it. It's solid. I mean, am I gonna go back to it? Probably not. No. Now that I finished it, but it was cool. It definitely, like I said, it scratched that nostalgia itch for me from being a little kid on the 64. So, if anything, that's why I got it, and I'm happy with that. In my opinion, Nier Automata is one of the most solid Switch ports there is. It does everything very well. It runs very smooth. It plays very smooth. It feels native. It feels like it was made for the Switch. It's a fantastic game if you've never played the Nier series. I mean, just all the different styles of gameplay in it, and the story and the music, it's beautiful. It's so good. If this is something that like you've been holding out on, or you see all the time, this game's everywhere marketed, right? Or at least it used to be. Definitely pick this game up. Even if you don't have a Switch, it's available for PS4 and Xbox. It's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. It's just a really beautiful piece of art, if anything, at the end of the day. So yeah, Nier Automata, super sick game. Switch Sports. It's cool, but I don't have anyone to play with, and I don't want to sit there and play bowling online. It's fun when, I have family over every once in a while. You want to play a game of bowling or maybe tennis or something like that, but it's definitely not something I sit and play alone. But it is nice to have. It doesn't compare to Wii Sports at all. But, I mean, it does, but it doesn't feel the same. And I have Wii Sports in the collection, so I would just go over and play that if I really wanted to. But yeah, it's just something to play whenever people come over. And I haven't played golf on it yet. That's something I really would like to get into at some point. So yeah, Nintendo Switch Sports, definitely something that I would recommend if you have people over a lot. We have Persona 5 Strikers, which is a warrior-style Persona 5 game, spin-off, sequel to Persona 5. It was cool. It definitely was. I don't remember a lot of it, admittedly, as much as I remember Persona 5. The story of that, how memorable it was. But yeah, it was definitely cool. Nice little spin-off. They spin off those Persona games left and right every year. So it was nice to see, nice to pick up in the collection. You can get this one for very cheap. Yeah, if you like the Warrior style games, then maybe Persona 5 Strikers might be right up your alley if you haven't checked it out yet. And that leads us into Persona 5 Royal, which just came out for Switch last year. I did get the Steelbook edition here, and it is very cool. I really like it a lot, and I'm about halfway through it. If you know anything about Persona 5 Royal, you know it's excruciatingly long. But the thing about it is, it doesn't matter how long it is because it just continuously grips you all the time. It just, the story, and I was not into Persona at all. I refused. I didn't want to play it. I just had this thought on it. I just didn't think it was going to be for me. And my cousin kept telling me for years to play it. So finally, I bought it on PS4 one day. I found it at a GameStop, and it was like $5. This was years ago. And I finally sat down and played it, and I was like, holy shit! I was like, this. I understand now. I was like, this game is amazing. There's a lot of dialogue in it, and that's like half the game. But it grips you in. It pulls you in, and yeah, that's one of the best games I ever played, hands down. We have Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Pikmin 4, ironically, just released yesterday. I'm actually going to go pick that up after work tonight. I'm playing the demo of Pikmin 4 right now just to get a head start because the progress transfers over. But I really enjoy it so far, and I really like Pikmin 3. I only played this one once. I never had it on Wii U. I have all of them in the series, but I didn't buy 3 until it came out here on Switch. And it's a little, short little 10-hour game, 8 to 10-hour game. And it played really well. It's a lot of fun, and I don't understand why like the Pikmin series doesn't sell as much as it should for Nintendo. I mean, the way I look at it is all you have to do is say Miyamoto and I'm buying a game. But it plays wonderfully. I mean, there's a lot of charm to these games. At the end of the day, it's in my opinion, a top tier Nintendo title. So I can't really think of any bottom tier Nintendo titles except for like Everybody Want to Switch. We don't talk about that. You won't find that in this collection. But anyway, Pikmin 3, really solid. If I could, recommend you buy this, I would just tell you to probably buy Pikmin 4 because it just came out yesterday. But yeah, if you ever see this on sale too, Pikmin 3, definitely recommend it. Alright, we got my Pokemon collection physically. Now, I used to have Let's Go Pikachu. I traded it in. I don't remember why, it was years ago, but I traded it in. And just for the record, I do have Scarlet as well digitally. I will eventually get a hard copy of Violet whenever I see it go on a good enough sale. I wanted to play it immediately, so I bought it at midnight, and then I was like, I think I like the cover of Violet better, so that's what I'll do whenever it goes on sale. But anyway, as far as these games go, you have Brilliant Diamond, and you have Shining Pearl, obviously going together here. Really solid. I never played Diamond and Pearl on the DS, so when I was growing up, after Ruby and Sapphire, those were the last Pokemon games that I played, and I never got back into the series again until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out. So I'd never played these, so I'm sure that they're probably better on DS, but it was good enough for me just to get the gist of what the games were, and I thought they were a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people don't like these remakes for some reason. I think it's just the art style, but no, they're really good. And I mean, it's Pokemon. Pokemon speaks for itself. You guys all know that. So that's Diamond and Pearl. Oh, and then we have Sword, which is not by any means my favorite game in the series. I thought it was way too easy. I didn't like the Pokemon. I didn't like the Gigantamax mechanic. I didn't like the legendary Pokemons. I just didn't like the game. I really didn't. I was really underwhelmed by it. And eventually one day maybe I'll pick it up and play it again, but just not my favorite Pokemon. And then lastly, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't know if you can tell, I do have this one sealed too. I bought it immediately when it released. Picked up a sealed copy. I have a feeling that this one's going to be worth some money one day. At least I hope so. It was very solid. I thought it was a really cool game. It's almost like a tech demo in my mind. It's like them trying new things and seeing what sticks. Switching up that formula from traditional Pokemon. Yeah, I thought it was really cool. And there's rumors they're making another one set in the black and white world, which black and white I never played either, and I really want to, but the games are like $110 if you want to buy them for DS, so I think I will just wait for a remake at this point. But yeah, Pokemon Legends Arceus was really good, and if you're a Pokemon fan and you have a Switch, I guarantee you probably already have this game, but if you don't, definitely go and pick it up. We have Shin Megami Tensei 5. I have the Steelbook edition for this one as well. You can see that. Really sweet Steelbook. This is one of my favorite ones here. I really like this game. And it's the first one I've ever completed in this series. I do have SMT 3 digitally on the Switch. I never finished it yet. But this game was really good. And it pales in comparison in my mind to the Persona series. But, you know, all in all, it was a lot of fun. Really beautiful art style. Really dark and creepy atmosphere. I thought it was a very good game. I would recommend that if you can find it on sale. I would recommend that too. Getting down to the last few games here. We have Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It is sealed, of course. I will never open this game ever. I also have it digitally. I got it immediately. I remember back when I first started the channel, I was covering this a lot because I was super excited for it. You know, if you know anything about this game, you shouldn't be able to buy it in stores and like major retailers unless some of them, there's a chance they might still have it out on a shelf. but it should not be available anymore. It was a limited time, which I don't know why Nintendo does that. It doesn't make sense. But I capitalized on it, bought 2 copies. I'm going to save this one and see if this earns me some money down the road when I'm older. But yeah, it's Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy all in one game. The only thing it's missing is Galaxy 2, which really, really agitates me because Galaxy 2 is way better than Galaxy 1. 100%. It's the best one out of the two. And it makes me wonder why they didn't put that in there. Maybe they thought it would be... they'd have to charge more money for it and it wouldn't sell as well. I really don't know. Maybe they just poured it over at another time. That would be sweet. But yeah, I mean, it's Mario 3D All-Stars. 3 classic games. So you can find this one on eBay. It shouldn't be marked up too much at this time. But in the future, I could see this one going up pretty steep in price. Next up, we have Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Beautiful, beautiful port of Mario 3D World. This is one of the best games on Switch. I couldn't recommend it enough. And that Bowser's Fury little game, a couple hour long game there, is so good. It's just a different feel for Mario. It's darker. It's fantastic. I mean, this is one of the top 5 Switch games, period. You should definitely have this, especially if you didn't have a Wii U growing up or however old you were when it came out and you just skipped the Wii U when Mario 3D World came out for it. It's a fantastic Mario game. Just to get to the goal Mario game in a 3D space, different really cool power-ups. I love it. I give this game a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best Marios ever made, and I would strongly recommend it if you don't have it. Speaking of 10 out of 10 Mario games, you have Mario Odyssey, which in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, it's better than Mario 64, it's better than Mario Sunshine, it's better than Mario Galaxy, it's better than Mario Galaxy 2, and it's better than Mario Galaxy 3D World. This is in my opinion, the best 3D Mario game they have ever made, period. I got all 999 moons 3 times in this game since it came out in 2017 because I love it that much. It is, in my opinion, flawless. The jumping mechanics and the movement, and with Cappy, it's so intuitive, so super smooth. The worlds in which you travel with Mario are very vibrant and beautiful and continuously expand as your story continues. And just having those 999 moons just kind of makes you want to look in every single nook and cranny of the game just to see if there was anything that you missed at all. Yeah, it's Mario Odyssey. It's fantastic. Absolutely one of the top 3. Yeah, one of the top 3 games on Switch, period. You have to have it if you don't have it. Couldn't recommend it anymore. Next up, we have another nostalgia trip for me. I bought this simply on nostalgia. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Pretty solid. I used to play the shit out of Monkey Ball with my cousins when we were kids on like GameCube on like Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did the same exact thing when it came out on the GameCube. But man, they did a pretty good job with this one. It felt super fresh. It was really nice to go back and try and get through those goals, and some of them would get really frustrating. And yeah, it's Super Monkey Ball. I mean, the only thing I didn't look, and I don't know if this has it. Oh yeah, it has party games on here. We used to at my grandma's house, we used to play the Target one all the time. Like that's my biggest memory of Monkey Ball, and I haven't really tried it on here now. So I might go back and see if that is on here. But yeah, Monkey Ball, and you can usually find these for dirt cheap. So if you find a Monkey Ball for Switch, definitely get it. Another really great party game to have in the collection. Next up, we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Again, one of the best 5 games on the Switch. Smash Ultimate. Every character you've ever known in a video game. Not really, but lots and lots and lots and lots of fighters. Really awesome game. Super sick roster. It's Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you don't have it, get it. Speaking of get it, you have WarioWare. Get it together. It was good. I didn't play it with anybody, mainly because nobody wants to play games with me. Yeah, oh, anyway, so it was a really good game. I finished like the main story arc, and I had a lot of fun with it. I have never played it again since I finished it. There is the new WarioWare game coming out this holiday. What is it? WarioWare Move It. I'll be getting it just to have it in the collection with this WarioWare. WarioWare games, I should say, are pretty fun. But I just really wish they would make a new Wario Land or a Wario World. Like, why can't they just give us that? Why do we keep getting these micro games? I guess that's a question I'll never know the answer to. And lastly, out of my Switch physical collection, I have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I've tried over and over to get into the game. I can't do it. It's just not for me. I get that these games get a lot of hype, a lot of praise, and I really wanted to. I know the other ones look cooler than this one, and I just can't get into it. I'm like 5 hours in, and every time I go to play it, I just like shut it back off within 5 minutes. I know a lot of people love this game, and this is kind of right up there with my Fire Emblem 3 Houses that I'm working on. Those are two games that like I want to make time for, but they're like very much on the back burner right now. One day I would like to see this game to its completion, play through the whole thing, and then move on to 2 and then 3. But it's just not in the cards right now, especially not this year. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I can see why people like it. It's like a MMO, a single player MMO, so it's cool. But another thing, now that I think about it, now that I say that, I was recently playing through Final Fantasy 12, and I remember that's why I don't like it either. I don't like the single player MMO feel to games, and maybe that's why I can't sink my teeth into this. But if you like it, you like it, and yeah, I won't say anything more about it. So that's my physical Switch collection, okay? Now, there's some pretty noteworthy ones that I want to bring to your attention that I have, that I should have physically, but I don't. And I'm going to get them eventually. So I'm just going to sift through here real quick. Animal Crossing New Horizons. I should have this physically. I bought it digitally because, as you know, it came out like the week of the whole world going to hell in 2020, and I wasn't going to stores, I wasn't buying from Amazon, I wasn't doing anything like that. So that's when I really started to build up my digital collection. And I know it might be hard to see the screen right now, but I'm just going to talk about it. Animal Crossing, I put weeks into that game. Weeks. I completely terraformed the entire island to ground level. There was nothing, which took me 3 days to do that alone. And then I took a picture of the of Koholint Island from Link's Awakening, and I spent a week restructuring my island to look exactly like that. And what happened was, it was all gravy. It was on my Switch the whole time, and then the Switch OLED came out, and I upgraded it, and I lost it. Weeks and weeks of my time gone forever. So I can't bring myself to turn on Animal Crossing ever again. At least this one. It really makes me sad when I look at it. But yeah, I should have bought it physically, and I didn't. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I did have it digitally when it first released. I traded it back in because I already have it physically for Wii U as well. So it's just another Nintendo game I have multiple copies of. I have the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters. I just picked those up. So I have Final Fantasy 1 through 12 on here, plus the 15 Pocket Edition. So this is like the Final Fantasy hub here. Oh, and I have Crystal Chronicles too. So I really wish they would bring over Final Fantasy 13 to Switch. I would be really happy to have 1 through 15 beside 11 and 14 on the Switch. I have Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I had a physical copy. Again, I sold that early on when it released because I already had it for Wii U. Another game I spent money on I didn't have to. Kirby, I have the Kirby Star Allies and Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe, the one that just came out this year. I don't really know why I didn't go pick it up in the store. I kind of regret it. I just did. I just bought it digitally. It's a really good game. This is the first game I ever played with my son, who is almost 10 months old, and he gets real happy and claps his hands whenever he sees Kirby. It's the cutest thing. So I'm glad I have Kirby in there. Got Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of course, like I said earlier in the video, I'm gonna work to buy that physically again for the collection. Pokemon Scarlet. Let's see, I have Super Mario Party. And just a whole crap ton of other games. I love collecting for Switch. So, there you have it, guys. That is my Switch collection. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you saw some games there that maybe you hadn't thought about picking up. Maybe I changed your mind. Let me know if there's any games that I don't have, or maybe you noticed that I don't have in my collection that you think I should check out. Let me know what you thought about the video too. Please comment on the video. Give me a like. Again, please subscribe. It helps me out so much, and I appreciate you guys more than you know. I love making these videos. It's just a really good outlet for me. It's very good for my mental health. It takes a lot of stress off me, and just kind of makes me forget about life for a little bit, and just kind of talk about things that I love. So it's really cool, and I'm glad you guys are like participating in this with me. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. My next video, I guess it would make logical sense if next week I did my PS4 collection, because now we've done PS5, Series X, and Switch, so I guess we'd just move down the line and do it over again with the last gen, and go PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, and then so on and so forth. Eventually, I'm going to do a video talking about all my consoles. I'm going to start doing top 10 videos, top 25 videos, all kind of different things to kind of mix it up a little bit. I might go through videos of like collections of other things too. Like as you can see, like I have a whole bunch of Zelda stuff behind me and up here. So I might make a video on that. I have retro consoles up in the attic. I might make a video on those. And occasionally if I see anything newsworthy, you know, I'll make a quick video about it. Just to keep you guys up to date. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave me a like, subscribe, and send me some comments, and let's talk about this collection here. What did you guys think? Thank you guys for watching. I'm Mark. This is Mark That Complete, and you guys have a really great rest of your weekend, and stay safe out there. Thanks.